This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to Daily Blast Live. It's Wednesday, March 11th. We made it to the middle of the week.
Hump day.
Hump day. Yeah. I'm here with Alvin and Lindsay, and I'm Tori. Let's get right to it. We do begin with breaking news. Convicted rapist.
What?
Yep, convicted rapist.
Say it again.
Convicted rapist.
One more time.
Convicted rapist.
Yes.
That's right. Harvey Weinstein was sentenced to 23 years in prison. This was the sketch of him in court today. He was found guilty last month of first-degree criminal sexual act and third-degree rape. And he was facing between 5 to 29 years. So that is a long sentence. The 67-year-old is also charged with multiple felony counts in Los Angeles, which he denies. Now, if he serves the entire sentence, he will be 90 years old when he gets out. Do we have justice here?
I mean, this is a firm sentence, 23 out of the 29 possible years. I think the judge was sending a message that the Me Too movement is important and people who are powerful, it won't be tolerated anymore. I think that he still doesn't get the message because I think as he was leaving court, he said, thousands of men are losing due process. I'm worried about this country. So he's echoing the thoughts of Bill Cosby saying, oh, we're the victims.
And he's still not ready to give up that power, as you just said with that example. But here's my thing. I thought that this was going to be another way of him being able to flex his power, because I did not think he was going to get 23 years, Tori, out. Because when this lawyer first came on, they described her as a pit bull in a skirt. And not only the antics or the strategy that she had for him during the trial, after the trial as well, with the heart palpitations and all. So I didn't think he was going to get 23 years. So like you said, this is a huge move for the Me Too movement.
Hashtag time's up.
And he might get many more because he still has many other trials to go through.
Yeah, we got LA, Milan, so sitting pretty there. Former Vice President Joe Biden is taking command of the election for the Democrats. He won big yesterday, taking Michigan, Idaho, Mississippi, and Missouri. I always feel important when that sound comes on. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, Bernie Sanders won North Dakota and might take Washington. Here's what Biden said to Bernie supporters after his big win last night.
And I want to thank Bernie Sanders and his supporters for their tireless energy and their passion. We share a common goal, and together we'll defeat Donald Trump. We'll defeat him together.
Tuesday was a clear turning point in the Democratic race. Bernie just held a press conference, in Vermont, saying he's not done running. But many people are asking, should he drop out of the race, given that Biden has a clear path to victory? And really quick, I just want to address the Bernie people out there. I get that there's a lot of anger, that this has happened again to people, that you love Bernie Sanders, that the people's man never makes it. I just don't want you to be confused with your anger on that and just having anger so you vote for Trump. And I'm not saying you should vote for who you want, but a lot of people are saying, I'm just going to vote for the other guy because I'm mad. Think about your value system when you vote, Republican or Democrat. That's what I'll say.
I mean, I think Bernie should probably call it quits at this point. These were huge losses for him. And I also think that, he is campaigning on health care. And we're in a time where health care is at the top of mind for almost every single American, right, with coronavirus. And he's campaigning on free vaccinations, all these things that you think his base would be even more rallied up about right now. And they didn't show up for him enough for him to win any of these states.
In the middle of the virus
right,
panic,
it seems like a sign that that's not enough.
Yeah.
I think it shows us that people say one thing, but their actions tell you what they really care about. Yeah. And it's not this. People, I think, at this point are craving stability. With this last tumultuous 4 years with Trump, whether you're with him or against him, I think everybody would agree it's been a ride. Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at Biden as almost like that ride at Disney World that's on the rails. It's not going to go a crazy press conference this way. It's not going to be a huge amount of change the other way.
He's the teacup ride.
It's just a ride, and I think a lot of people are kind of craving normalcy. So we'll see if they show up and how they show up.
Interesting. Well, before last night's big win in Michigan, Biden was talking with voters at a Fiat Chrysler plant in Detroit.
Oh, you said big win in Michigan. I thought you were talking about Ohio State. Go ahead.
No, Michigan is the better school. Go Blue. He had a run-in with a plant worker who accused him of wanting to take his guns away. He had an interesting clapback. Let's see the interaction's gone viral. Take a look.
You are actively trying to limit your Second Amendment right and take away your gun.
You're full of shit. Now, shush. Shush. I support the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment, just like right now, if you yell fire, that's not free speech. From the very beginning, I have a shotgun, I have a 20 gauge, a 12 gauge, my son's hunt. Guess what? You're not allowed to own any weapon. I'm not taking your gun away at all.
So I was just going to say, I said to the panel, that's a good shot for Joe Biden, just visually, surrounding yourself with people in hard hats, the blue collar, the rural people. Those people went to Trump, those Rust Belt workers, and I think this was a good moment for Joe.
I mean, I see Joe Biden in there, and he's kind of being forceful and saying his point and being firm. I think this is the exact opposite of what we saw from him in the debates.
I agree.
A lot of people said he was flustered, kind of off his game, and nobody understood what exactly he was pitching because he wouldn't even jump in there like some of the other candidates would. So maybe it'll be a win for him there, but, you know, I don't know if this will be the only thing that takes people over the top.
Yeah, and Al, I want to get your point of view on this because I feel as though he kind of had to do that because there are a lot of misleading videos out on Facebook right now where it's talking about Joe talking about taking away people's guns, and they've even been flagged by Facebook as partly misinformation videos.
Yes.
Yeah, so I feel like that was that moment for him in a day and age where people like this type of stuff, this type of bully politics. I felt like that was his time to stand up to that in his name.
That's interesting you say that, Brandon, because while you were talking, I thought about this interaction I had 4 years ago. I was talking with a comedian friend of mine, and this is when everybody's like, I can't believe Trump won. And he was like, you should have asked a road comic. Because we actually go to the cities that people in booths like these talk about. I am actually going to be in Toledo at the end of the month. I go to cities like this, and I talk to people, and they look like those people. Those are my people. I'm from Ohio.
Right.
That looks like
That's
the
why
people.
that looks so good for him.
Right, and so I think that when you speak to people on a level that they're used to talking to, that's how people talk, and that's how actually Trump got through the Access Hollywood tape, is to have the locker room talk. It's honestly, that's how a lot of people talk. And when you tell somebody, you're full of bleep, this is what I meant, they'll sit back and they won't say, well, I was offended. None of those guys backed away when he said that.
That's the way they speak,
That's right. That's what he said this morning.
That's what they
You've been in locker rooms?
Yeah, so have I. It's official. The World Health Organization just ruled the coronavirus is a global pandemic. There are now more than 1,000 cases of the coronavirus after more than 250 people tested positive yesterday alone. That's a lot. Among those that tested positive were 3 TSA workers at the San Jose International Airport in California. Meantime, White House Coronavirus Task Force member Dr. Fauci, who I am beginning to love, told Americans that this is an all-hands-on-deck situation and that we should all start taking preventative measures and changing behaviors like not shaking hands, limiting contact, and avoiding large crowds. The list of shows canceling studio audiences continues to grow and now includes GMA, The View, wow, Live with Kelly and Ryan, Dr. Phil, Wendy Williams, and more. Stars are also taking things to another level, like Howie Mandel, who showed up to an AGT taping in this hazmat suit and gas mask. If you didn't know, he's supremely germophobic, so that makes sense. Even model Naomi Campbell is upping her travel precautions, wearing this white hazmat suit, purple gloves, and mask.
I don't know if that matches, though.
I don't think it
She should add some beige gloves to really make her mask pop.
Well, isn't there like a sorority group, a black sorority group in the green and the pink?
Yeah, AKAs.
Yeah, AKAs.
What are you
That's
doing
what she
here?
was just like. That's in that outfit.
And how did you not know that?
Yeah, I
You better know the AKAs. Come on, man.
I messed that up.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, really.
All right.
If you don't remember, Howie Mandel was the one who introduced us to the, I mean, in some ways, I know it came from lots of other cultures, but on TV, he did the fist bump because he won't shake people, saying he's very germophobic. So to be in the hazmat too much?
I think that's a bit too much. I mean, hazmat suit, I understand. Even when the goggles were too much for Naomi Campbell with me on the plane. The face
Goggles
mask,
are
like,
hot.
she had goggles on. She does. So, I mean, but then on the other hand, you have millennials that are booking more flights than ever before because everything's down from like $25 to $75 for round trip flights. And it's really crazy prices. So I just think that there's two different arguments going on.
Yeah, we got to hear from the DBL Nation what temperature you're taking. Are you buying the flights? Or are you canceling your flights? Let's hear that. Al's for sure buying them. U.S. Soccer has some interesting arguments about why the men's national team deserves more pay than the women. Let's take a look at this. In a court filing, they claim that women athletes are less skilled and work less, demanding jobs than their male counterparts. They also said, quote, the job of a men's national team player carries more responsibility within U.S. Soccer than the job of a women's national team player.
Here's another thing that they said that's really dumb to me because they argued, and this is verbatim, the U.S. men's team players often face open, hostile fans at their own home games, more demanding job than a woman, right? Well, they forgot to tell you that when the U.S. men's team plays opponents like Mexico, these teams bring in more fans than our own team, and this is their home court. So if you're going to a game of 50,000 people, in this U.S. men's versus Mexico, it can be like 30, 35,000 Mexican fans. So that's how their revenue is going up. Plus, on worldsoccertalk.com, they said that last year, 2019, there was an 8% rise, 8% greater fan watch than in attendance than from women's to men's soccer.
And
so
Brandon,
people
you're an
are
expert
coming
in this.
out for these games. They just played on the 8th, and they sold out Red Bull Arena in New Jersey. So I don't understand this, and they continue to win. So if I'm a male and I'm on the men's soccer team, I finally have to come out and I have to be an ally for these women because the numbers are there.
I think it's insulting and condescending. I think they're minimizing everything that the women's soccer team has accomplished.
Absolutely.
And they're also arguing misogyny.
Yeah,
That's going to be your argument?
Yeah.
Like,
Just because we're built different? They literally are naming that we're biologically different.
Well, I honestly can't believe a lawyer wrote that because none of that makes any cogent sense, and it's a tone-deaf argument in this day and age. You're not winning anybody, men or women, because y'all are allies, and it's not working for us.
Numbers don't lie.
No. Well, DBL is live, and coming up, actor Nick Offerman trades comedy for drama in the new miniseries Devs on Hulu. It looks very cool. He tells me all about the dark turn. Plus, Disney's new animated movie features a gay character, but you'll miss her if you blink. So is it time for a main character to come out for Disney? Your comments coming up next.
There's never. Hi, DBL Nation. Happy Wednesday. Kelly Schubert here of the DBL digital team. I'm tracking all the breaking and trending news, and that, of course, does include the coronavirus. So any breaking news that comes in on that, I will be sure to keep you updated. One thing we're doing here on the show, you just heard it from Tori, facts. We want to keep you informed. We are not here to panic anyone. We all need to remain calm because we got each other. Just make sure you're washing those hands. That's the best tip we can give you. And hey, you guys, we've got a doctor coming into the studio today. She'll be here in about 20 minutes coming on the show, so make sure you tune into our live feed. Even if you can't see the broadcast, you're watching on the live feed right now, make sure you stay tuned into that. Send us your questions on the live chat because we can always ask her on the fly and she can answer them live and reply to you. I know a lot of people have a lot of concerns, so that's one thing we're really looking at here on the show today. I'm excited to have her in because I do have a lot of questions. You know, there's a lot of different stories in the media, a lot of different facts coming in, a lot of different things that are coming in that kind of, I think, are making people panic. So that's why we're having her in the studio today, because she's going to calm us all down, keep us informed, and let us know what we need to know to stay calm about the coronavirus. So again, please send us your questions and let us know if you are worried about anything or need to know about anything. One question I had is, how do we stay safe on planes? A lot of people are still traveling. I know a couple people in the studio are going to travel. Brandon's actually going to Germany, Brandon? Yeah. Brandon's actually going to Germany, so you just need to make sure you have your Clorox wipes. But I want to hear from the doctor on what we can do to stay safe on a plane. But again, let me know your questions. Write them in, give us your DBL take, and we will see you soon. Bye, guys.
Welcome back to DBL. It's time for Fifth Host. And Disney has been walking a very fine cartoon line by slowly warming up audiences to gay characters. They hinted that Josh Gad's character in the live-action remake of Beauty and the Beast was gay, and they're doing it again in their new animated film Onward that opened last Friday. Actress Lena Waithe plays a police officer who casually mentions her girlfriend, but critics are upset because she literally is in one scene with her one eye. So DBL Nation, is it time for Disney to finally come out with a main gay character? Lindsay, take it away.
Okay, Robin from Facebook says, it's almost more upsetting that they would tease the idea of a gay character instead of standing behind it. I don't know if Lena Waithe got into it. I think that she wouldn't do anything she wasn't comfortable with. But I think that, you know, at first I was like, let's leave sexuality out of kids' movies, but then I thought about it, Aladdin, everything that's been shoved down our throats has been a man and a woman getting together. So if we're going to do that, we have to make it equal.
Very nice.
All right, Scott from Facebook says, Disney can't win. They introduced the idea of gay characters and get backlash for not giving them enough screen time. Give me a break. Give me a break, me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar. Scott, you're always going to get some sort of backlash. Someone's going to praise you for one thing, but then another side is not going to see that that's a social norm or it's enough. But in this case, you have to introduce it to the kids because the kids are the future. It doesn't matter what us old people think anymore because, you know, our time is limited. Now you introduce these characters in like Sesame Street does, you know, these different social situations to kids. Now it's normal to them and they know how to handle themselves not only in school but going forward.
Well said. Risa from Facebook says, I get it. It's a shout out to the gay community without having to sacrifice box office numbers, a way to avoid global boycotts. Risa, I'm telling you, as a father of 3, anything Disney puts out will be played because that's when you take a shower. Honestly,
that's when you clean yourself.
Yeah, so honestly, you know, I think Disney's doing a good thing here. This is going to be the first of many. I think they will slowly see that kids are very accepting of all different kinds of lifestyles. Don't forget, prejudice is put into you slowly as you're indoctrinated over time into this world. Kids are born pure, and so this will be seen as nothing but a cute character.
Well, Talina from Facebook says, this is just an opportunity for another film company to make money at the box office with a gay animated lead. Disney will miss out. I totally agree with you. Here's the deal, Talina. Every Disney movie up until, let's say, Frozen or Tangled was a prince saving a princess. It's heteronormative, it's boring, it's sexist and misogynistic. At some point, it's not sexuality, it's just showing a balance of representation. And the first visual images that children get these days are cartoons. So why not include that in the first thing they see as I'm being represented? I think it's important. I think it will happen. I think Disney is a little slow, but I'm happy we're taking baby steps.
Right.
Right?
Well said.
Right?
Put that on your reel,
Do you think I should?
Yeah.
It's really good.
Reel it up. Coming up on DBL, I chat with actor Nick Offerman. The Parks and Recreation star tells me about his dark new role and marriage to my shero, Megan Mullally from Will and Grace. Coming up next. Okay, so a lot of you are asking about the Joe Rogan podcast, which, you know, a lot of us listen to. I listen to it. It's the CDC. He had a guy from the CDC there. And if you listen to the first 10 minutes, it really kind of puts you in perspective. Now, we're going to have a doctor on this panel because we realize how important it is to get an expert's opinion. Because we can talk all we want, but we really want to know what a doctor thinks and an expert.
One thing that stood out to me, I listened to the podcast last night, and the doctors, the CDC expert basically said that, you know, with this thing, we don't know how to calm it down and quell it. And so therefore, we're telling people to stay out of these spaces because they don't know how it spreads. And so they're not doing that because everyone's going to catch it at Coachella.
It's a very big
XYZ.
preventative thing.
They're just trying to be preventative because they don't know how to contain it.
Right. If I'm going to show you guys a little picture, here's the curve they said could happen, right? Whoa, a lot of people. And if you have social distancing, what happens? The curve flattens.
Right.
So you still have it, but so many fewer people around you that you just get a smaller curve, and that way you can handle it more.
And
I also don't think we have the
tests. So, like,
yeah.
1 million people in the U.S. could have it right now. We didn't test them yet. So we're going to find out more numbers as we get more tests to more people.
Germany.
So.
Welcome back to DBL. Nick Offerman is best known as Ron Swanson on Parks and Recreation, but the comedic actor is taking a dramatic turn in his new science fiction miniseries, Devs, on Hulu. It looks awesome. He told me all about it in today's Chatting with the Stars. Nick Offerman! And welcome to DBL. I just danced that. Nick, I'm so excited to talk to you. How are you today?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you doing, Tori?
I'm doing very well, thank you. You star in this new show, Devs, as Forrest, the CEO of a major tech company.
But what am I actually doing here?
I'm not going to tell you. Don't worry. You're going to figure it out.
Devs is this like mind-bending series that asks, do we have free will or is every action predetermined? So I want to know, what do you think?
When Alex Garland describes the theory behind the show and behind the science, it makes perfect sense to me. He's friends with some of the brains at Google and other quantum scientists. And he says that there's no reason to believe we're not living in a computer simulation.
Yeah, that's what
right
scares
now.
me, Nick.
So as a simple laborer, I would much rather just be a performing donkey. I would like to mind my manners and receive my food and do my work and love my wife.
A lot of us know you from Ron Swanson from, of course, Parks and Recreation. Ron's this gruff guy, and Forrest is this real hippie, meaning he even eats salad like with his hands. I want to know, would Ron and Forrest ever get along?
Huh.
I stumped you.
I think they could get along because if Ron came to Silicon Valley for some reason, I think he would just be enthralled with the redwoods and say, see you later, I'm going into the woods.
And we never see him again.
But I think Forrest would like to go with him.
There you go.
In a lot of ways. That's what it would require is Forrest going to Ron's off-the-grid aesthetic.
You're married to Megan Mullally, one of my sheroes, and you two wrote a New York Times bestseller together. What turns Megan on more, your mutton chops or your acting chops?
It's an easy question. She is also my hero and easily my acting chops. We met doing a play 20 years ago, and we make each other laugh. Like, she likes the cut of my jib and vice versa. She enjoys my assorted versions of facial hair to different extents. I don't think she's particularly turned on.
I appreciate that.
Beard.
I appreciate that.
I'm familiar with the Daily Blast Live, but in my house, Megan calls it my morning report.
No way, for real?
No, that's a fart joke.
Wow, yeah, that's funny. That's a good fart joke.
Daily Blast Live, come on.
You're the best. Nick, thank you so much for joining us on DBL. We appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you, Tori.
What a gem. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by...
Hey guys, welcome back to Beauty Blast. I'm your boy, Jeray for this Slay, and I'm here with all of your beauty knowledge. Now, today, we're talking about some beauty gossip. Yes, honey, I got all the tea on all the beauty news that's happening right now. Today's beauty news is happening with Kylie Jenner, of course. I know she's my favorite person in the world. I love her, but she's starting a little bit more of a newer business. Now, we all know Kylie has had extreme success with Kylie Cosmetics. If you remember, back in 2015, she launched her Kylie Cosmetics business with the famous Kylie lip kits, and the beauty world has never been the same. We can see these lip kits everywhere from online to Ulta, and you can actually really get great deals on them now, which is wonderful. So we all know she's had great success. She's self-proclaimed billionaire or whatever, but now Kylie's taking a new step in the beauty world. She's going from Kylie Cosmetics, which features makeup and skin, to Kylie Hair. Yes, that's right, you heard it correctly, Kylie Hair. Now, what is this going to entail? Let's back it up. Kylie actually submitted to trademark Kylie Hair back in May of 2019, and it was just confirmed February 6th of 2020 that the actual line can be used. So with that being said, we've heard there's going to be some shampoos in there, conditioners, hair masks and treatments, as well as dry shampoos. But most importantly, Kylie plans to launch hair color or hair dyes as well. So if you didn't know, Kylie's kind of been famous for these crazy pastel colors, bright, beautiful, bold fashion tones, right? And she plans on showing the world that everyone can do this. But my only question is, if you didn't know, Kylie Jenner wears a lot of wigs. Yeah, she wears a lot of wigs. So her hair typically doesn't actually have to suffer from different color treatments and different hair dyes in general, which can a lot of the time actually dry out your hair. So I hope to see how is she going to kind of mix these worlds together of that she uses so many extensions and wigs, but she's going to go ahead and push all of these hair colors and different hair treatments and whatnot that I'm not sure if she really uses. So we're keeping our fingers crossed that maybe this line is also going to have some hair extensions, some wigs, so that the public can start to get a little bit more into the real Kylie Kardashian Jenner look. Now, let me know what your thoughts are. Do you think Kylie should really focus on these shampoos and conditioners and creating this hairline in general, or should Kylie kind of stick to the cosmetics and skincare where she already has great success at? We see these celebrities jumping into the beauty world, so I want to know your opinion. Let us know at Jure for the Slay, or write us right down below, or at dailyblastlive.com. We'll talk to you guys next time.
The press does not know how to report on medical issues.
The CDC made it very clear that 5,000 people just in the last 2 weeks have died from the flu. Here in America alone.
Why are we panicked about that? If that were coronavirus, people would freak the hell out.
You're right.
The press is overreacting, and it makes me furious.
Let's stop acting like the democracy that we know and that we teach our kids is still in place. The three branches of government has been shown to be ineffective. The executive branch completely came in and dominated the other two branches, and so this is what we have. Here we are. Enjoy your king.
Welcome back to DBL. A new challenge is going viral on the video sharing app TikTok, which I definitely have on my phone.
You were saying that like a super old person.
I don't have it. I'm too old.
The TikTok.
The TikTok, folks. But it has nothing to do with dancing or singing. It's all about sleeping. We're chatting about it in today's Rise and Thrive, sponsored by SoClean. So TikTok users are making these sleep streaming videos. People leave their phones on all night, place them on their pillow, and then live stream their snooze. Total strangers are then actually paying money to watch them sleep. Some users have made hundreds of dollars. For ways to rest easy, go to SoClean.com or call 1-800-562-3891. How do y'all feel about this? And
Don't look at me.
I mean, no, okay. If you knew that if you did this tonight, you could make $200 by the time you open your eyes, but you just know strangers are looking at you.
I've done it for free before in the past. I did it. I went to. You did it too, so don't even sit up here and pretend. Do not sit up here and pretend.
Explain.
Brandon has laid on FaceTime with a girl in another state and went to bed sleeping, looking at her.
Oh, that's
woke up,
different.
sleeping, looking at her.
This is Facebook.
So now you can get paid by random people to sleep and look at you, Brandon.
All right, and on weekends you sleep till about 5 p.m. So there's overtime. Time plus
This is built for Lizzie.
Yes.
She sleeps more than she's up. So yeah.
I do.
But how lazy have we gotten now that people are paying you to watch you sleep? Or are we lonely?
I think it's a fetish.
Or is it a fetish?
Let's be honest. There's something to what Brandon's saying.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, but hey, if somebody's
People are paying online in Bitcoin and all this stuff for random things. Sleep is not the worst one that I've heard.
Yeah, I'm down.
Have a good night's rest. We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow. Bye, guys.
It's been one of the stranger reactions to coronavirus concerns. People around the globe stockpiling toilet paper. So why are scared shoppers stocking up on